Tonight on CTV, breaking news coming out of Canvas Stadium and how restaurants are handling the mask mandate across Larimer County.
Plus, with Christmas closing in, learn about how you might be able to help children by simply donating bikes, and where the lesser fortunate might find shelter.
That's here on CTV, Channel 11. Good evening and welcome to the Thursday Night News Show. I'm Kenneth Frederick.
And I'm Weston Hubbard. Before we take a look at what's going on in Fort Collins, we have breaking news over in sports. Cam, what's been going on with CSU athletics?
Yeah, thanks, Weston. To put it simply, there's been a change in Rams leadership for football. Breaking news flew out of Canvas today around 10 in the morning when news broke that CSU head football coach Steve Addazio has officially been fired. This comes off a very highly disappointing 3-9 season this year, which included blowout losses to rivals Air Force and Wyoming, as well as 4-12 mark overall in his 2 seasons as the leader of the Rams. And after a very rocky season for CSU football, Colorado State Athletic Director Joe Parker and crew are officially on the clock to find the next person to push this program to its full potential. Be sure to stay tuned for more info, firing from the athletics department, and reactions from fans later on in sports. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the update, Cam. Steve Addazio, more like...
Addazio, or Addazio.
Yeah, there we go. Not us go. He gotta go, you know? That was too many rhymes.
Yeah.
With a number of rising cases for COVID-19, Larimer County doesn't look like it's going to change its mind on the mask mandate. But it will keep the business the same, and will they be able to enforce the same enforcement? Here on Colorado State University's campus, students are required to wear masks whenever inside buildings. This follows in line with Larimer County's COVID protocols, which says masks should always be worn when indoors. But while the school is enforcing it, businesses have begun to struggle enforcing the rule yet again. Larimer County's mask mandate was removed earlier this year, but was reintroduced after a spike in COVID-19 cases. But not everyone took the reinforcement of the mask mandate so easy. Before Thanksgiving, the health department in Larimer County had already received a total of 1,134 complaints in regards to employees or customers in businesses not wearing masks. Corey Wilford, a spokesperson for Larimer County's health department, spoke on behalf of the businesses, stating, quote, "Most businesses are doing the best they can," end quote, and that the purpose of the order is to protect public health. But businesses that are constantly busy, such as Safeway and Chick-fil-A located at the Fort Collins Marketplace Center, see so many people during the rushes that keeping up with demand for enforcing masks can feel like an impossible task. As of now, the mask mandate will not end until we reach 21 consecutive days of under 65 COVID patients in Larimer County hospitals, ICU utilization at less than 90% of usual, and a case rate of less than 300 infected per 100,000 tested in Larimer County. With Black Friday having just happened and holiday shopping sure to be occurring, if businesses don't enforce these rules soon, we may see an even larger outbreak occur.
Susan Holmes, a Fort Collins resident, has been arrested for 4 missed court dates. 2 cases were misdemeanors, another was for perjury, and her last case was for contempt of court. Holmes's last perjury case ended in a mistrial when Holmes allegedly made contact with one of the jurors during a lunch break. She was arrested in Logan, New Mexico earlier last month. When questioned, she gave law enforcement her maiden name and said she had never been to Colorado to try and escape. Holmes has since been charged with perjury.
A longtime eatery located in Midtown Fort Collins is facing closure. Inca Mexican restaurant located along South College Avenue is looking to be turned into a Bank of America by the building's owner. Steve Schroeder, the owner of the building, has already begun the first stages of development for the change. When asked about why the change was occurring, he referred all questions to realtor Brad Van Hol, who is not available for comment. The owner of Inca, Mario Gutierrez, is currently aware of the situation and is working to find an alternate location to move the restaurant to. As of now, nothing has been finalized, but with a place like Inca being moved from its spot of 20 years, Fort Collins could be on a route of significant change, for better or worse.
A holiday bike drive run by Realities for Children is in need of more bikes this year. Realities for Children is a non-profit in northern Colorado and runs an annual Bikes for Tykes event. Their goal is to donate a total of 468 bikes this year, but as of now, they're around 200 bikes short. The nonprofit aims to give bikes to kids between the ages of 2 and 17, so that they have something nice to receive around these holiday times. The organization will be open to receiving new bikes until December 8th, as well as gently used bikes by December 5th, so that they can undergo proper safety inspections before being donated. If you would like more information or to make a donation, you can go to www.realitysforchildren.com.
A temporary homeless shelter has opened at 212 Mountain Avenue in time for cold weather, December weather. The shelter is an overflow site for men in need of a place to go. Winter months are especially busy for shelters due to the cold conditions that only continue to get colder. The new site is being opened because the rescue mission in Old Town is currently at capacity. The new shelter is being operated by staff from the Fort Collins Rescue Mission. It is only for men because they experience a higher rate of homelessness in Fort Collins. A woman and family is also in need of shelter can find one at the Catholic Charities of Larimer County's Linden Center Drive shelter. Make sure you stick around, Rams. Morgan Gardner discusses the warm weather records we are currently setting.
That's next on Weather here at CTV, Channel 11.
Welcome back from the break, Rams.
Thanks for joining us again on CTV News. Poudre School District is holding a vaccination drive to get as many kids vaccinated as possible. They're in a partnership with the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment to organize mobile clinics before the end of the year. The clinics will take place outside of schools, and parents or guardians will need to be present for anyone under the age of 18. Vaccines are not required for students in PSD, but are highly encouraged for their role in keeping kids in classrooms.
Biking is an essential part of Colorado State University, but a recent study argues it should become an essential part of the world to save lives. Pardon me. The study, led by Colorado State University, looked into the health benefits of biking. In turn, the study showed that if countries around the world worked harder to promote urban biking, it could save around 200,000 premature deaths due to health complications. In the U.S. alone, it could save around 15,000 lives by 2050 if biking policies were focused on greater. Maybe CSU's campus could even be a great model to show how to include bikes in a day-to-day area.
Documentary films have been topping Netflix charts around the world in recent years. It's a popular genre that has artists from all walks of life. Now, even CSU Rams are getting in on the filmmaking action. Tree Stump Films is the newest branch of Rocky Mountain Student Media. Their focus is documentaries, which their advisor Frank Boring has been doing for over a decade. The name of the company came from a campus landmark whose name also represents a part of the First Amendment.
The inside joke of CSU is that we have a tree stump. So the idea of Tree Stump Films not only connects us to CSU and CSU students, but it also represents free speech.
With their first year of work coming to an end, Boring's team is showing off their work at the Lyric tonight. Several documentaries have been chosen and will be premiered for the public. Another interesting point of the documentarians is how they specialize in their roles. In the classes offered at CSU, students are charged with planning, filming, and editing. In a real production company, these jobs would be compartmentalized for efficiency. This is something that Tree Stump Films is proud to say they emulate. Classes here at CSU are available for students to learn about documentary making. But what makes this new organization unique is that students from all majors and backgrounds can come in and tell the stories that they want.
So there's no books, there's no tests, there's no lectures per se. It's an opportunity for students, regardless of their major, to come up with an idea, work with a group of other students to create documentary films.
The student documentaries will not only be showed off at the Lyric tonight, but will also be broadcast on Rocky Mountain PBS. Next year is set to be an even bigger year for the Tree Stump Films. Now, they'll be starting the semester with a full crew of 10 compared to the original 2 that they started off with. If you have an interest in making your own films, you can contact Boring to apply to the team.
The American Geophysical Union, a nonprofit organization of scientists from many disciplines, is set to honor 4 CSU researchers this month. Richard Astor, V. Chandrasekhar, and Paul DeMott are 3 of this year's American Geophysical Union Fellows, as well as Elizabeth Barnes, an associate professor at CSU, is also honored as a fellow. It's a prestigious position with fewer than 0.1% of its members being nominated for the position. According to Astor, quote, "It's remarkable for Colorado State to have 3 fellows elected in a single year. This is the greatest number of honorees for any single institution in 2021, end quote. The new fellows have done work in areas ranging from volcano activity to weather radar technology. Well, Rams, that is all the news we do have for you tonight.
But stick around for the latest on sports, both football and Nuggets basketball.
And later, Tom Isaacson checks out all the best in entertainment news here on CTV.